We put all our effort to consistent in many areas of our lives. So what is consistency? Consistency means focus on something and you repeatedly do that. Consistency in our life also reflects our character. It's very important for us to consistent in every area, not just our spiritual area. And I'm sure during the fasting and prayer, many of us, we have taken a decision before the Lord to walk closely with Him. And I'm sure the Holy Spirit will help us to continue in that decision, spending time with the Lord, to set apart time for prayer, studying the Word. It's not just studying the Word, but also responding to the Word. We should also sharing this good news with others. And we should not actually do it for a season, but it should be our lifestyle. When you are saying going to walk with a person, which means that you are agreeing, you are going to agree with that person, whatever the situation that I will walk with you. It's not when we feel like, it's not a convenient relationship. So when we say that we walk with the Lord, it's a covenant relationship. I just want to give a couple of examples from the Bible. Genesis chapter 5, Enoch, from age of 65, walked faithfully with God for 300 years. A consistent walk with the Lord. You look at the circumstances there, sin was increasing, but Enoch decided to walk with the Lord. And then finally, God took him. See, how is it possible that every second, every minute, I will be able to walk with the Lord? Practically, is it possible? But look at this life examples that we see here. Very ungodly times, evil was increasing day by day, but Enoch walked with the Lord. It's not on the basis of how others are doing. See, many times we also come to this kind of understanding. No, these are wrong understanding. Enoch lived in a time when everyone chose to walk away from the Lord, but Enoch chose to walk with the Lord. So this is our decision. We are not actually following others, we are following God. In Hebrews chapter 11, verse 5 and 6, where we see Enoch's life was well pleasing to God, and Enoch was a witness for God. The next character we see in Genesis chapter 6, 7, Noah also lived in a most evil times. 6, you see God getting his decision to make man. That is that kind of a evil was increasing that time. And so we also live in the same time as Noah lived. Noah could live a righteous life. Noah decided to walk with Lord even in that evil. So is it possible for us to live a life which is fully pleasing to Him at a time like this? Yes, very much. What does it mean to walk with the Lord closely, consistently? First chapter 6, verse 8. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. And walking with God means grace. In this season, in this period, God has chosen you and me to walk with Him. Not because of our merit, not because of what we are good or righteous. It's purely His grace. Second, walking with the Lord needs faith. Chapter 6 and 7, God said, there is a flood which is going to come. Ask Him to build an ark. But there was no sign of even a rain. People might have mocked at him. Why are you doing this? But he put that faith, what God has commanded, he has done that. God will ask you to do something in this journey. We'll have to just believe. We will have to just obey and believe in Him. So it's not, by sight that this journey we are going, but it's by faith. It's not what we see the possibilities, but we are looking into Jesus and we are walking this journey. It's impossible to please God without faith. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. We need to have faith. You may have certain questions in your life. Why this? But God is telling you this morning, do that because I have commanded. But just believe and trust in Him. That is walking with the Lord in faith. And the third point, walking with the Lord means obedience. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. Making that ark with a prescribed size, whatever God has told him to do it, exactly the same way he did it. He did not ask any question. He simply obeyed. Are we ready to do that? When God asked Abraham to go and sacrifice son, he didn't have any further question to God. As you see, when Noah walked with the Lord, he did not ask any question. When the flood is going to come? What is the outcome? He did not ask any question. He simply obeyed God. The fourth thing, walking with the Lord means action. You heard from the Lord, you have faith in the Lord, but unless you act in obedience, you will not be able to see the step that you have to take. It may be a certain decision that you have to take right now. You have to take action, take a step. So walking with the Lord, it also means it's action. It's not just simply hearing it. So what does it mean, walking with the Lord? Is grace that he has chosen us. It means that we are putting our faith in the Lord, not looking at the circumstances. It is a complete obedience, complete surrender, and it's also action. Now, what we should do for a consistent walk with the Lord. Hebrews 12, verses 1 to 5. First thing, remove all that which is hindering our walk with the Lord. Probably your pursuit in your life, studies, job, certain relationship, anything that comes as a hindrance to walk with the Lord, you have to take a decision to remove that. In the book of Thessalonians, where Paul had to write this letter, it was a problem in the church. Some of them believed coming of Jesus is very soon. They left everything. They were sitting idle and they were just waiting for the Lord to come. So Paul had to address to them, no, you cannot sit idle. You will have to work. And if you want to eat, you will have to work. I'm not saying you leave everything and sit idle, but things that actually coming as a hindrance. You have taken a very bold decision. God will help you. God will honor you. You may have to pay a price, but that price is nothing. So second, verse 2, fixing our eyes on Jesus. Now in the journey, you are not looking at anything else. You are not looking at your resources or your income supporting you. You have to fix your eyes on Jesus alone. He is the source of everything for us. And I'm sure God will help me to walk through this journey. This should be a decision that you have to take. Now, Hebrews verse 5 to 11, you see a discipline which God brings to your life in this journey. When we are walking with the Lord, he brings disciplines in our life, bring corrections in our life. Like a father corrects a son, his daughter. So it's for the child's benefit. The same manner, God brings that discipline in our life also. To apply that discipline in our life, not complaining, not try to in this journey, but every time when the God brings that discipline in our life, we should be thankful to God. Maybe that is very hard for us. God is treating you as his children. In this journey, I'm sure all of us are going through different challenges, different kind of situations. Consider those situations as a training for us. One thing is sure, whatever that we go through, his purpose will fulfill. And another point, make every effort, pursue holiness in life. It is very important. Verse 14, it says, make every effort to live in peace with everyone and to be holy. This journey of walking with the Lord, it's not a life of compromise. Like I said initially, you are not following the industry practice. You are taking a decision, Lord, I am ready to correct myself in this area because I want to walk in this journey because you are holy. Let go many things from your life. You cannot please God without holiness. You cannot actually compromise with things and then say, I am walking with the Lord. Lord, I am ready to walk with you, ready to surrender my life. That should be our prayer. What is the benefit of walking with the Lord? Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 33 says, when you walk in obedience with him, you will be blessed in the land. Think about a church, a group of people walking closely with the Lord, how that is going to impact in the city, this nation. Second, Leviticus 6 verse 12, it says, I will walk among you. He will declare that he is our God and we are his people. And Psalms verse 4 says, he is our comfort. It says, when we walk through the darkest ways of life, he is there with us. What is the situation, the challenges that we go through? One thing that is there, the assurance of God that he is with us. You're walking with your Father and who controls everything. So therefore, you can walk in that comfort. And John chapter 8 verse 12, it says, we will have the light of life and we will not walk in darkness. And we are the light. And people will see that light through our life. I'm sure in your workplace, in the society where you live, God is giving an opportunity. And people will see the light because we are walking with the light. And there is no darkness in this way. And we will be the light for the world around. And finally, those who walk with the Lord will reach their destination. That hope is certain. When we walk with the Lord, that eternity is assured to us and we will reach there. So let me conclude by saying this journey, it is fueled by the love of God. I'm not looking at anything else, whether I get a blessing or not, but I look at one thing, that I love my Lord, I will walk with him.